So I'm Brian Ward, and you're standing on the premises of Sussex County Technical School, and you're in one of the shops, which is the Automotive shop. We have 21 shops on this campus. This is my program that I've been here 14 years now, and this is the freshman group that are learning brakes. They're going through their brakes concentration. We are a comprehensive school. Students come here full-time. They get all their core requirements, plus they get their concentration of their major. When students come in, they actually get auto and diesel together. So when our students graduate, they get their ASE or their credentials in auto and diesel. Some of the scariest moments of a shop teacher's day are usually when you're first getting going and kids are very enthusiastic and excited, and they rush out into the shop and you have to kind of collar them back in. You'll hear our kids yell clear. That's to notify anybody around that the lift is either going up or going down. You have to have a level of faith and trust and confidence, not only in the kids, but that you've taught them the right policies and procedures so we don't have accidents. We all want to be an influence in our students' lives. We all want to be the person that helps them in the right direction. The real question is, how do you know you did that? When I came here back in '86, my father had just passed away. My mother really didn't have a lot of money, and I had no ambition of being a mechanic, but I just felt that if I didn't come here and learn this trade, we were going to be poorer than we really were. So in 1986, I started the diesel program. And then in the December of 1986, I enrolled in night school. And back then, they would not allow someone under the age of 17 to attend adult school because you were mixed in with adults. So my mom advocated for me and she signed a waiver. So as a freshman, 13 years old, I would go to school during the day for diesel, and then I would come to night school for welding. And I was in amongst of all the adults. My teachers kind of took me under the wing, and it was a different time back then. And I just became really close with my teachers. They were my friends, and I truly believe that if I did not come to this school and have those teachers, we would not be having this conversation. As a senior, I actually dropped out of high school. Because I went to night school, I completed diesel and welding, they had nowhere to put me. So I went home to mom and I said, listen, I can go to work, I want out of school. And she did, she signed me out. And about 8 hours later, when my shop teacher, my math teacher, Mrs. Buning, my welding teacher, Rich Dixon, when they found out that I signed out, Mr. Myers pulled up with his white Lincoln in my driveway. They all got out and they came to the door and they said, he ain't dropping out of school. And they shoved me in the back of the Lincoln and they brought me back here and they sat down with the administration and they said, we're gonna make him our TA. I was the very first TA of the school back then. So my first 4 periods as a senior, I was an assistant to the teachers. So I owed them people everything. And then I went on to a post-secondary school in Ohio. I went to Ohio Tech and got a degree in auto and diesel. I came back to Jersey, got a job at a dealership down in Boonton, 19 years old. Started out in a dealer and just started working my way up the ladder. And everything that I learned here, hard work value-wise, from those 4 or 5 teachers, made me successful in the dealership. In '97, I actually went out on my own. I opened my own business up in Boonton. I did very well for myself. I was successful and I had no aspirations of ever being a teacher. I liked what I did. I liked the people that I had. I liked the clientele. So I invited all my teachers that came to the house that day out to dinner. And I thanked them for saving me because I truly believe I wouldn't be here today. And I said, tell me how I repay you. And every one of them agreed that if you ever got the chance to come back to tech and teach, that's how you could repay your debt. I said, okay, I would do that. So a couple of years had gone by and I get a phone call at the shop one day and the automotive instructor said, I'm retiring. I want you to come apply for the job. I hung the phone up, locked the door up, came in, got an interview, and they hired me. My shop teacher, Mr. Myers, he had passed away right when I first started. So he knew that I had gotten hired, but you know, it's a sad time for me. He had already retired and left, but a lot of those other instructors were still here. So I got to come and teach with them. And they would come to my class and they would sit with me and they were just, you know, when they come up and hug you and they tell you how proud they were, that's a defining moment. That's how I knew that they knew they were going to live on forever. And those people are still my best friends today. They're very wise and they survived 30 plus years, and that's how I survived, because I listened to what they said. And that's how I became a teacher. I never had an aspiration. I enjoy it, I like it, I think I've given back. I paid my debt to them people, think I've made them proud. I think I've given something to my students. So now the next generation is coming in, and this career is coming to an end for me very quickly. So the next person has to step into this role. Too many teachers want to write their own legacy when they leave the door. It's defined by what happens with the students that went out that door over the next 20 years. They're going to write our last chapter, and that's what we strive for. There is not a day that I don't come here that I'm not fighting for them and that I don't have their backs. The people that stay here and teach, they're going to define who I was as a union president. In 25 years from now, when they're doing something and their kid asks them, hey, where'd you learn that from? If my name comes up, my job is done.